was a game, some would say. Game of Dota 2. Game of Dota 2 has been around. Dota and Dota 2 has been around for a very, very long time. Competitive Dota have been around for a very, very long time. And still, we get surprised time and time. And this is one of those times. Because even though I've heard that it was done in a pub at Monkeys Forever, and it was successful at that point, I had not seen a Terrorblade support before just now. And I was not expecting it to be that dominant. And I know you guys weren't expecting it to be that dominant either.
We weren't expecting it to be in the game in the first place.
Yes.
So
talk to me. Why could this lineup Secret work the way it did? It was, from the get-go, it was on.
All right, so here's the thing about Terrorblade. He has amazing stats. Absolutely amazing. Highest starting armor in the game. His HP is still okay, and he's just going to run at you, apparently, with Orb of Venom and Reflection, and there's nothing you can do, apparently? Weird.
So but it's still
Don't try to understand it, Cheever. Just roll with it.
I mean, he's got a lot of armor. I get that. You know, it's hard to kill, but it was a fairly greedy lineup coming from Secret. We agreed that. Nice collection there, Cap.
Thank you.
But why wasn't Newbee able to punish that greed? All right.
Because apparently Terrorblade's good at being able to be a run-at-you support, similar to Elder Titan. You know? You just kind of run at them. That bottom lane, they were screwed. What are they going to do? Terrorblade's up in your face, just right-clicking your Rubik. Apparently Rubik's just going to die. You know? I don't know. It's pretty wild.
Talk to us.
I mean, this is where sort of my analytical prowess, you know, comes into favor, really, because normally, you know, to be a good analyst, you have to know what you're talking about. And, you know, I don't think there's anyone which could talk about that draft with... anyone that tries to talk about that draft in a sense of trying to break it down with common knowledge and you know, experience learned from Dota 2 is they're an idiot, because there's no way you can break that down at all.
So it takes an idiot to understand idiocy.
So this is where I can actually talk about this draft, because I you know, I don't have a clue what was going on there, and I don't think Secret did either, which is what worked out really well for them.
You know what the best part is? In other communities that would get you fined or banned even, Dota's such a cool game. The fact that you can do these sort of things.
Yeah, absolutely. That draft would have got you 20 years with Riot Games. I think.
All right. Why?
You're not allowed to do that. I'm sorry.
Overwatch League would have paused and made you replay the game. They would have been like, that is not acceptable behavior.
Please make a public apology.
Exactly. Secret would have had to write a public apology about those picks.
For disrespecting Newbee as such.
But no, we're Dota 2. We're an all-encompassing game. We encourage things like this.
Yeah.
So I would advise not queuing for any sort of matchmaking until this is all called up, all blown over.
Yeah.
Unless you do want to run into a support Terrorblade, which maybe you do. You know, if it's on the other side, this is going to be fantastic. But if you have it on your team,
you might not be so happy.
No.
Arcborn looked really good. To get away from the Terrorblade, right? The Arcborn actually looked really good. They were able to create a lot of space to start with, but then once the Arcborn started rolling, he was actually able to join them for a lot of these fights. He wasn't just playing a lot of split pushing. He was actually in these engagements, and they just kind of ran over Newbee, who were playing with this Dusa. It was a little bit slower. The Dusa actually started playing against them in a lot of situations, with the Reflection being used by the support Terrorblade, all of a sudden forcing out an illusion of the Dusa that's multi-shotting everybody. So... and also another thing that Team Secret were very good at was forcing the Stone Gaze out without overcommitting. I think that's one of the things that very rarely were they caught by the lasso into Stone Gaze, which is pretty dangerous combination most of the time. They start getting some items, they get Heaven's Halberd, they disarm the Dusa. Not much you could do from there.
Who do you think won the MVP vote in the chat?
It has to be YapzOr. He played support Terrorblade, and he won with support Terrorblade.
Was it YapzOr?
Agreed.
It was YapzOr, very closely followed by Puppy Switch.
Because I think obviously people are going to attribute this draft to Puppy's sort of idea.
Drafting prowess.
And I imagine, you know, I don't know the exact drafting how it works within Secret, but Puppy is, you know, he's a bit of a leader, the big vocal guy. So I think it's fair sort of saying that this was sort of Puppy's idea. But I wouldn't count out YapzOr sort of giving a word in saying, guys, I want to play support TB. Because YapzOr, he's the kind of player that it is going to want to sort of do these crazy things. So I like that it was split between the two of them there.
And the weird part was that apparently it was Terrorblade support from the start.
Yeah.
Like Fog pointed out, the fact that the opening was really bad for Terrorblade, right? ET and Rubik. It's just hard to be able to play against that. Rubik has a really easy reflection steal. They also have the fact that this Elder Titan takes away all of your armor.
Yeah, I mean, it's what we said when
we were talked about in the draft, and it just I thought Secret was just like, okay, it doesn't matter, we're just going to play a really fast pace. I thought maybe they just figured out that they wanted to run these kind of really push-heavy lineups. They wanted to have these timing heroes, but not the case whatsoever. Fell into a bit of a trap. Last pick, Arc Warden. Hey, this is Secret developing tools, right?
Yep.
It's part of the reason why you experiment as a team to be able to find these different picks is that when it comes down to those very critical games, finals of tournaments, TI, that sort of thing, the enemy team won't really know what to expect.
Yep.
They don't know whether or not that Terrorblade's going to be core support, apparently.
No,
The Arc Warden is a unique hero as well, and that not a whole lot of teams are running it right now.
Yeah.
Secret is probably looking like one of the most adept teams with it, so I think everyone learned that from Liquid at TI.
But if you're Newbee, you look back at that game, and you want to try to improve, you want to adjust. That's what you're here for. You know, it's series best of 3. This is a learning experience, other than obviously trying to advance in the tournament itself. But what do you learn from a game like that? What can you take away? And
I think it's very hard to really take away because you've just been destroyed, as it were, by a lineup that. I don't even sure you've just played against it, but I don't think that's enough time for them to fully understand, what Secret's got going here. Like, this is something that I think Secret could do it again, and I don't know if Newbee would necessarily have an answer for it straight away. Like, this is something you got to go back and look at and see how did this work so well. Like, sure, as we're saying, the big thing was that with the Terrorblade catching them off guard and
the element of surprise
behind it.
Sure.
But I think it's got to be terrifying for Newbee now that Secret can do this sort of draft where they draft 3 cores in a sense that with this support Terrorblade that I don't know. I think if you're Newbee, you've got to try something a bit crazy yourself because the standard stuff just ain't going to cut it against Secret if they're doing stuff.
You think there's going to be something crazy again in the next game?
From Secret, I would not be surprised. They're now a game up in the best of 3.
They can experiment
it
more.
Worked so well in game 1, and as Matt said, they want to experiment. I think we could see something. I mean, I want to see something as crazy. I feel it's going to be very hard to sort of outdo the draft at game 1.
Yeah.
But I think there's definitely a possibility we are going to see Secret test something else out here.
I would like to see their Phoenix again because I feel like it's a strong teamfight hero.
Okay.
Not necessarily mid.
Yeah.
They did run an offlane Phoenix before this tournament, so
I think they did in one of the games that they lost, actually, when they played against Newbee at Bucharest. Fardo played.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah.
So I think that hero is actually maybe if you can just figure out how it's supposed to work, whether it's a core support, and figure out its laning phase, it goes into the mid game really strong because percentage-based damage, a lot of tanky heroes are being run right now. It's pure damage as well, so you're able to ignore a lot of pipes and those sort of things. And then another thing is, it's just a great team fight hero thanks to Supernova. It draws a lot of attention away from some of your other cores. So.
Oh, we got it. So, similar bans to game 1. I wonder if we are going to see any sort of respect bans in terms of the heroes that Secret played last game from Newbee. But Newbee will open with the Sand King, so taking that way away from Secret. Obviously, we saw Secret grab it first themselves in game 1. So already a bit of a change up there. Let's see what Secret go for here. I mean, most teams would see the Sand King and they want to probably respond with a duo that does involve a Rubik. But with Secret, there really is no knowing what they're going to do. They may see something come through, but the Rubik is always, okay, they stick with the norm there. The Rubik is just such a good pick against the Sand King. They're not going to stray from the norm with this one. And what do they want to get with it? Anything still super OP in the pool? I mean, we're seeing a lot of AA and Rubik is very nice. Anything else that comes to mind, Cap?
Maybe just the gyrocopter is one that stands out to me.
5 seconds remaining.
I think it's really weird, but they picked Underlord once before in their opening one too, and I think for Newbee, it's always going to be banned away in the 3-4. So I think I would not be surprised in one of these series.
I think
if Newbee tries
getting the offlane hero could be, but the Slardar comes in.
Oh,
now,
wow.
So this is again. So we are seeing Secret definitely test something a little bit different. Sort of questions as where that's going to go because you would expect YapzOr to play the Rubik. So is this? I mean, Ace, of course, was the man to play here as like the Slardar in the center in the safe lane back on some of his old Danish teams. So going from what we saw in Game 1, I think you have to bear in mind that this could very well be an Ace Slardar. And I'll be interested to see how Newbee responds. Sure, it could obviously be farther on the offlane. We could see a Puppy Rubik and a YapzOr also roaming around on the Slardar. But this is the thing, you know, if you're Newbee, you're seeing this Slardar. This could be in 3 roles. I mean, with the way that Secret's playing, this could be in any of the 5 roles.
It's also a Secret classic. When the Shanghai Major era was there, Misery was it Misery? Misery,
yeah, Misery, Slardar.
He loved it.
Yeah, and they did pick Slardar as a flex pick almost all the time. And the discussion, like, we can't follow the discussion because unfortunately we don't speak Chinese, but the discussion is intense.
What are they saying on?
Yeah,
that will cost you extra. I'm not paid for translating here. Just casting an analyst.
All right.
Fair enough.
Thank you.
I've got to make the money somewhere.
One of the things that Slardar enables, obviously, I think we'll start off with the assumption that it is going to be a 4-position setup. So the Slardar enables a lot of these physical damage lineups. So any sort of Drill Ranger strat or Terrorblade strat is really dangerous. The reflection with the amplified damage, it's a combination I don't think we've ever seen in the meta, but it is really powerful. So I like the fact that Newbee are going to go for their offlaner. Again, I think Tide and Underlord, they're like 2 of the offlaners are always going to be banned out in the 4-5, excuse me. So they do open with that one for KP. It doesn't really feel threatened by Slardar because it just cleanses off the crush a lot of times. And
what is it?
I'm seeing that Wyvern ban, and I'm saying we're going to get an Ace Meepo this game. I think we're setting up for that. Why else would you ban out Wyvern? I mean, sure, okay, as you say, if you go in the physical damage lineup, it's good against that.
Why would you ban out Wyvern?
But because if there's a Slardar, because what Cap said, if you're going to go with a Slardar, you're going to go for physical.
It's good.
Wyvern's very good against that.
It's good versus draw lineups as well as Terrorblades as well. And in general, it's just good against physical damage lineups because of the freeze.
Yeah.
The Cold Embrace that dodges a lot of the physical damage.
But it is also a very strong counter to Meepo.
It's just for me, I'm a little bit skeptical about the Meepo because I'm just not sure where the Slardar fits in for the Meepo.
Sure,
because it's a magic damage.
Could be awkward.
It's a burst magic damage carry that doesn't take advantage of Amplify. You know, like they do Roshan together, I guess. That's something that they can kind of do. But I just don't see the synergy between those two. If it was anything else, I would be totally down with you. If it was not a Slardar, but like some sort of normal Earth Spirit opening or something.
Oh, what are they going to do?
We'll see, though. Secret have been pretty crazy so far this tournament. They're going to continue to ban away pretty much all the relevant 5 positions. Bane was the last remaining one that I was thinking about for the opening 1-2 for Newbee.
What else sort of screams out? I mean, Newbee with their 5th ban.
There's a lot of really good physical damage cores available for Team Secret.
Yeah.
Vengeful Spirit is one. Razor's another.
Yeah, if they want to go nice and safe, I mean, yeah, there's a Tide in the game. You can get that Razor in a lane against the Tide. You're going to be feeling pretty good.
They ban out the Underlord themselves.
Yeah, they've already got their offlaners. So.
But is it a Secret hero?
Oh, yeah.
Would it fit in it?
I mean, Fado was certain play. I mean, sure, you could argue how relevant it would be in the lineup the Secret's open with, but I think if you're Newbee, we've seen from Game 1 that the draft is hard against Secret at the moment. Like, what do you ban? Because as we've seen, if Secret can do what they did in Game 1, they have got a lot of options to play with. There's the Razor that you call Cap.
They like that matchup against the Tidehunter.
Yeah.
So maybe the Witch Doctor or Dazzle. I didn't think about that. That's really good to protect against any of this because the Weave is going to have it's going to have a larger impact than it normally does because of the physical damage focus that this lineup is taking so far from Team Secret, and it also enables Tidehunter, who with his Anchor Smash dishes out a decent amount of physical damage.
I want to see it. I mean, you know, Fado, we know he can play it. He could whip out an axe here for sure. You won't run that Slardar as the supporter. So I mean, as I say, you can still run it safe, have the Razor mid or whatnot. There's a Dazzle in the game. If they want an excuse to try something a little bit off the board, just grab the axe.
It's a disable that you can't cleanse the Tidehunter off of. They don't really have space for. Well, I mean, it was banned in the opening anyway, but like a hero like Disruptor. So it's nice to be able to have some control. So it's not the craziest idea in the world.
Abaddon was first phase banned previous game.
It was. That is a good point. Yeah, Newbee were obviously quite scared of Secret grabbing this.
And this is nice with the Razor as well. It really enables you to make sure that you don't get bursted down by the Sand King initiation. And it is a Terrorblade.
This will be a core Terrorblade.
And I like this as well for Newbee. Obviously, you've got very high armor. Secret's lineup pretty much full in on the physical at the moment.
And it explains the Underlord ban. And there's not a whole lot of burst damage from Team Secret, right? Both their cores are very slow in their damage, which means you're very likely to be able to get off Sunders, or in some case in the super late game, multiple Sunders.
Oh, absolutely, because it's a great hero with Dazzle. Sure, we don't see Dazzle much, but any sort of these illusion-based heroes, you're going to get big sort of nukes off with the heal. And on the topic of the Sunder, you're very likely to get that Sunder off. With the Grave, buying you that extra bit of time to make sure you can get and find the target. Terrorblade, definitely one of those cores that if you are going to want to run a Dazzle, getting something like a TB with it, it's great news for Newbee.
I think it's not a bad, like, a Drow Ranger would shut down, like, it would just, like, push so quickly that Terrorblade would be hard to keep up, but I think it's actually a pretty decent Venge game as well.
Okay.
Just because the swap out of position is tough to play for Terrorblade.
So, I mean, with the Razor and the Abandon picked up, do you think it's pretty much confirmed that it will be Puppy Rubik and YapzOr Slardar?
I think so, just because the surprise of picking up a support, I'm not sure if there's a forward position that like really changes the game all this much. Like, it's a decent Earth Spirit game, but I don't think it's like game changing by any means. You want to your last pick is really important, so you want to be able to make sure that it does have a significant impact on your draft.
And do you think, are we more likely to see Ace or Mid-One play the Razor?
It really depends on if the Slardar are going to be an Ace hero or YapzOr hero. You mentioned that Ace plays it.
I mean, I think YapzOr. I think it is looking very likely just to be the YapzOr Slardar. And
what about the curveballs?
There's also room in this lineup for Team Secret to have like a Dusa. All right, Newbee ban it, so they're on the same track. All right, go for a Death Prophet.
I mean, we as I said, in one of the games where Newbee did manage to succeed against Secret at Bucharest, they did have the DP and they looked incredibly strong with it. So, I mean, I know it's hard to say because of how well Secret played in Game 1, but already I feel like this game surely is not going to be as much of a stomp as Game 1. I like what Newbee's done here. They've got a Terrorblade and a DP, and I think it's a great lineup to work the Dazzle into. They've got this sort of counter, in a sense, to the high physical that Secret's going for, but Secret may mix it up again here with his final pick.
Down with Venge. I don't know how Monkey King does with this lineup. What else?
Let's see. They've got 3 seconds left. It's going down.
Nah.
Okay, so they throw a bit of magical into the mix.
Damage at all.
Yeah.
It's still a pushing type hero, and like again, it's the reason that Newbee had it against the Terrorblade last time around. Are they doing it?
I'm sure they're
doing it.
I mean, no, they're gonna. They absolutely are swapping.
Please tell me.
They absolutely.
Talk to us.
Right now,
we
have
can't.
Ace Rubik and YapzOr Razor.
There's no way they're doing Ace Rubik and YapzOr Razor.
Look, I'm down to believe in like support Pugna and core Slardar, but support Razor
and carry Rubik. They're swapping for sure. They're having a joke with us there.
It is very similar to this weird logic of like it just has really good stats and fights really heavily.
Got good spells, I guess, on the Razor, yeah.
Look.
They swapped.
All right, they swapped. All right,
love to see
you guys, Cap,
Rubik,
you're up first.
Yeah.
Talk to me. Who do you favor in this one?
I mean, it's hard to say against Team Secret right now. They're pretty crazy, but I'm still going to believe in Newbee. I mean, look, it's everything that Newbee should want. Kaka Sand King, KP Tidehunter. They've got a Terrorblade push lineup with a Death Prophet as well. Like, surely this is everything that you want with your lineup.
Owen?
I mean, I know I was right again. I've got to go with Cap. This Newbee lineup should not lose against.
They can't win this. I don't know what's up.
They were wrong before. Will they be wrong again? Let's find out here in game number 2 with Pitchin' and Blitz.
Well, we are back with game number 2 and hopefully a longer game than the last one.
Yeah. They did end up swapping back, by the way.
I was heartbroken. Yeah, I saw that. I was seeing him. They were like, come on, please.
There's a limit to
what you can get away with.
I think this time they were just messing with the viewers.
And us.
Yes.
They were getting my hopes up. But no, we will see the Razor, quite a decent pick, I'd say, against the Tidehunter in lane. I mean, you know, Tide, where he suffers is any kind of longevity, kind of constant slows, the sapping of damage, these type of heroes. I think it's a case of can you close the distance. Where's the biggest focus for both teams? What lanes are prioritized here?
I think for Newbee, it's the mid lane.
Okay.
Try to actually give SACC the best possible lane. And don't overcommit for this Abaddon, because that's what that hero wants you to do.
30 seconds to battle.
And like, do you think it's the same focus for Secret, or do they put more emphasis? Because the Razor, you can pretty much leave him on his own, right?
Yeah, I think for Secret, I mean, if I tell you one side, it's almost always going to be the opposite for the other, right? They want to make sure that the Abaddon has a good game, try to force as much attention to that bottom area as possible.
Yeah, I mean, we might see a little bit of aggression. I don't think they'll be able to get a kill on the face. They could prove me wrong here, but I think they're just looking for the runes. And they will get them. But actually, they're invading the top as well. So, Secret.
Oh, look at what Kaka's trying to do.
Oh no, Kaka's like, it's worth it. I just want this rune. Now, where do I leave?
He's fine. He's got boots.
One. Yeah, Static Link 1's not actually that scary, but when you get to 2, level 3 with Static Link 2, that's when you get a little bit scary.
The crazy part is they only got 2 of the runes.
Yeah, like, oh, really? That, I mean, yeah, Kaka, he cut back. It looked like Secret might have at one point snatched all 4, but well, I don't know. It looks like they're going to start off trying to gank this top lane. That's probably the best time to do it against the Razor before he gets 2 points in Static Link and they can just turn on you.
Yeah, as a result, though, they're actually going to go for the aggro here as Ace is stunned up. KP trying to come in too. He's got the gush.
That's enough. Look at the heal. The stun fruit. Can he actually save him? He might be able to. Ace, he's fine. Good stun from Puppey there.
Very nice stun.
Meanwhile, on the other side of the map, Mugi's already used Metamorphosis, but he's just alone. This is just so that they don't aggress onto him.
I definitely don't think they expected the gush level 1 on Ace.
It's peculiar.
Yeah.
But, I mean...
It was almost worth it.
It was. I mean, we kind of said, like, it was actually definitely slays, but Mugi. I don't think they can leave him alone in this bot lane for long, right? Not against these two.
Not with meta down. Like, as soon as meta's down, I've seen Abaddon beat Terrorblade in lane before, like, without any help.
Actually, they're going to dive onto Ace in the top lane. Still only with level 1 Static Link, but it does break him away. It just feels... Puppey is just this buffer zone. If you see him anywhere nearby, you just have to break off instantly, because if the tower joins in, it's almost guaranteed kill. Or maybe not. They stun in onto Ace. It's a lot of damage done, but I think you're just trying to burn out all of Ace's regen at this point. I don't think there's much else you can do. It's unlikely you get a kill as long as Puppey does stay up here.
Yeah, I like the commitment, though. They're trying to make sure that their tide isn't just one-on-one against the Razor. We've seen how matchups like that go. The downside, though, is like this bottom lane. Mugi getting heavily out CS right now by Fada.
And actually, the one we haven't talked about too much is the mid lane. That's more or less a draw so far. Like, who gets off the better deal here? Like, if no one interrupts this mid lane as it goes, who's better off out of these two?
I think the Pugna will be happier because he can eventually take that tier 1 tower.
That's true, because he can push constantly, whereas DP is situational. Puppey, I think you may have been a little bit too greedy getting that rune. First Blood gets drawn.
And they're even going to leave it for the Death Prophet, who had to commit to leaving his lane. So it's going to be
kind of
easy
worth
pickup.
Yeah, it's First Blood. Totally, absolutely worth doing.
Yeah, if he doesn't get the First Blood there, not worth it at all.
Ball Ace. It's a little bit far out, but Puppey once again. Nice 3-man stun, but the slows are there. Ace is just going to get shredded through. Don't think you can dodge them out. Final hit comes through. Club and Puppey back away right now. I like this aggression around the tide, though. You can't leave your tide alone. You're like, it's chill, he'll be fine, no one can force him out. But this game, they're just capitalizing on the fact that they have so much slow that tide can get involved aggressively.
How often is it that we have a First Blood this early on and a follow-up kill with no rebuttals?
Yeah.
Yet they're still losing a net worth.
It's weird. I mean, I think it really does come down to that bot lane. At the moment, Terrorblade is getting nothing. This is probably the worst start from Terrorblade in a while.
I don't know. We just saw last game. He did have less net worth than YapzOr did at this point.
Hey, that's true. Maybe they...
Oh
maybe
no, Mugi. He wanted more of the pull.
Oh, he got the range creep. It'll push slightly in favor of him, but Yaps is just keeping an eye on him all the time. Like, hey, you. Don't even think about it. Lift back again, and it's just... They're burning for all his regen. That's the idea here. I mean, you've got high armor, so you can't exactly kill him. But all they have to do is rotate down Puppey, and like, it's a quick kill, right?
I don't know if you bring him all the way down there. Maybe you go for mid first. Try to harass out a little bit. There's not a lot of synergy there. As the stun is physical damage.
Yeah, that's true. And actually, speaking of people coming down, let's give it Newbee to make a move. Yeah. So, can they get him? Trying to move in. Nice lift back. Just trying to snatch up those runes. Secret love being greedy with these bounty runes. And, well, YapzOr will pay the price in the end. No escape for him.
Yeah, Fada gonna go for the other one. Puppey.
Oh, Puppey. There's no follow-up, though. So Kaka's like, I'm good. But Puppey, he's getting a lot of bounty runes right now. Like, it's not bad gold. I mean, if you can get your hands on, like, do you rush towards a Blink after you got your Tranks, or do you go for a Medallion this game?
I think you try to get a Blink in a game like this. They need the initiation to at least play the faster pace.
Things are calming down for a moment, and every time it feels like every time it goes calm, it's great at this point for Secret, because if Pugna gets these levels quickly, like you said, these quick pushes, SCC, see, he's got a big ultimate to work around, and that makes it a bit hard to get these pushes going. Like Tidehunter, he sustains in lane. He doesn't really push towers exactly very quickly. Is this the best case scenario for Secret if it continues this way on like a kind of more stalemate-ish?
Yeah, I think when the pace of the game is just kind of stalled out, it's going to go in their favor as SCCC.
Yeah.
Does he get a little bit off though?
Never Blast. He's got this. Yeah, Simon keeping him alive, and the wand will help as well. Cannot underestimate the power of Raindrop, of course.
Ambitious attempt, but ultimately unsuccessful. And
it's kind of the awkward part, right? Like Slardar can be so strong on the roaming, but against a hero like Death Prophet, I mean, you're melee, you have to get close for the stun anyway. It's just like, okay, Spirit Siphon target, let's go.
And at bottom again, Moogie. Get jumped on, drops the reflection.
Yeah, can he actually run away with his reflection, protecting for the time being? But they just keep chasing. The slows are there, the attack speed increase. There's so much armor saved you now. Kaka with a double stun, but Moogie's like, no, just get me out of here. I don't want to hang around against this. And I mean, that armor is really paying off in this lane. I mean, you said about how you've seen Abaddon's win solo against Terrorblades, but so much armor, and it's not like you're bringing a lot of magic damage to that lane.
Yeah. Still, the CS difference alone is pretty significant.
It's rough.
I'm just going to pick up both the bounty runes. He is tops in this game overall.
Yeah, I mean, he's top and lost. It's fast, having a fantastic start to this game. And Abaddon is that type of hero that you just get 1 or 2 items on, and he can just stand at the front, push tower after tower. And that's what they got a lot of. That's the other thing that Abaddon we don't usually talk about too much is Curse of Vernus is really good for pushing towers as well. Actually, they might try and move on to KP here. I don't think he can. He's level 5 now. He's got 3 in Anchor Smash. He just hits out once. And nice static link. TB out. Oh no, they're going to get stunned. KP pays the price. Puppey patiently waits and it pays off. Meanwhile, X's him in the mid lane. SCCC commits it. Stun coming through. Hitting onto mid one. Mid one a little bit of trouble. Does get the suck off. Can he actually kill off quick enough though? It's a challenge between the two and it's going to be close. I think they're both going to die.
They both die?
Same time. It's like, who can siphon health quicker?
Yeah.
No one.
Some real Harry Potter stuff. But SCCC does get the last hit, and on top of that, more importantly, he gets the experience for that kill.
Yeah. It's kind of like, it's weird to see that. You don't usually see a complete draw, right? It's kind of like, oh wait, what's going on? So are they actually going to sit Faith in the bot lane now to protect Moogie? Do you think they have to now? Or do they go on Ace? Oh no, Ace stun for each dead. Dies so quick in those situations.
Yeah, easy rotation, but mid one gonna make his own. Not gonna be successful on the enemy safe lane though.
Yeah, it doesn't work out the same. The catch is SCCC has come up to top and he hasn't got X to them, so he's just gonna have to chill here and farm. And I love this aggression from Puppey. It's this type of hero. I remember when it used to be played as core a lot. I think it was just one of those heroes that because of the sprint, you get away with so much a lot of the time. Yeah. You can just zone out everyone, create that buffer space, and let mid one just push towers.
The downside though, like if you compare him to Sanking, is like Sanking comes with a reliable stun at all times. Like SK will always get his ability off, whereas like Slardar, the later the game goes, like the further things go, you're just walking into essentially die. You're never going to secure stun, which means it's very important for them to grab objectives so that he can get a lot of free gold early on.
I guess they've kind of got the rebuttal of Feta with the Apophis Shield. He can just kind of get any stun off you and then maybe give you that second chance to get the initiation you're looking for. And speaking of Feta, he's coming around the back right now. Might look on the Moogie. He's like, wherever you go, I'm going to follow Moogie. Just keep that in mind. Puppey, nice stun, but... oh my god. They just really don't like Moogie this game.
Yeah, they realize like this is Terrorblade that we want to slow down. A lot of focus is being put onto him, and rightfully so. He has done a good job of trying to keep up in net worth. Hasn't really died yet.
Yeah, I mean, you got to commend him on that. He's a hard kill to find with the right clicks, and that's where Secret do kind of accelerate. Like your big
Look at KP, he's in Viz right now, setting up behind everyone.
Yeah, can he get this? Oh, Kaka gonna get caught. There it is. KB comes in, the Ravage, but there we go. Kaka stays alive. Triple man stun. YapzOr, he's gonna die off first here. No escape for him. Now Farah, they'll turn on him next. Can they actually kill him quick enough in the meantime? Ace, he tries to stand his ground, but taking too much damage. The static link is huge, but he just can't turn around. And at one whip, and then he dies. Oh no, although, but they'll live. And the scream of Razor heard as he goes to an early grave. But look at the health on these heroes.
Yeah, that Invis rune though paid off huge from Newbee. Secret completely caught unawares by that. But do they manage to keep this tier 1 tower mid alive? That is the question.
That's the thing. When you get that low, Secret can still go, okay, we can kind of take a decent trade here because we force you big ults and we've still got mid 1. It's a Pugner. You just casually walk in, walk out, walk in, walk out.
I actually thought that was going to be bigger.
Yeah.
Newbee. That looked disastrous at first. And Ace did go down, but
they recovered well. Like, Ace drew a lot of attention by static linking and hanging around. I mean, he gave his life in the end, but he gave it for a good cause, for the team effort.
yeah, those 2 major ults expended on the side of Newbee.
Well, in the end, Secret, they take that tower, but I think they want to get even more aggressive. They just want to go take the top 1 next. Mid 1 should rotate out there soon, I'd imagine. Actually, no, he's going to hang around. He's got an arcane room. Maybe they can look towards KP here. They move in. There it is. Decrep comes through. Never blast. And I want to suck all the life out of you. Tidehunter, your tankiest member, dying in the blink of an eye. This is what Secret want. I mean, they have, this is the thing, Slardar just gives you so much aggression with the Pugner as well. This is exactly what you need to just finish off kills.
Now they're making their way to this tier 2 tower as Faith gonna get gone on, but mid 1.
Mid 1, you might want to back away. Sanking actually cancels his TP.
Arcane Rune Blast. They're gonna pop the glyph. Try to keep this one alive as long as possible.
They just need to buy time. Like Death Prophet may push on the top. Don't want to use the Exorcism for this. They will get the top tier 1. That's a lot of damage done to a tier 2 already, though.
Yeah, that was more than half the HP on this tower. Getting closer and closer to things, but SCCC taking advantage of the space on the map right now. Gonna solo farm up this lane, grab the tower, get further and further ahead.
And KP, he's got his ultimate in 10 seconds, and they do some of this. The problem is, it's Farah. It's an Abaddon.
Yeah, you saw how it went last time when they tried to kill him.
Yeah, it just kind of went against him. He's like, hey, I'll just use a perfect shield on you because I've got borrowed time. Actually, they're going to try and move away. Mid lane. They actually do find Mugi. You should be able to move away quick enough, though. Reflection showing its true power. And Kaka catching the puppy, but this is what we're saying, the speed of the Slardar. And of course, the Apophic Shields for days.
Yeah. They're going to disengage. Looking for any kind of opportunity. They are not going to find one yet, though. And Puppy making his way around, seeing if he can spot anybody, but that is not the target that you want to go on, the Death Prophet.
Yeah. I mean, anything melee against DP, like 9 times out of 10, does not go your way. And SCCC, he's almost got the Yules now. And I think maybe, this is the thing, like, Yules on a DP is more defensive than anything else. And Puppy, he wants to, but it's a Tidehunter. In the meantime, Terrorblade gets caught out again by the same, well, different combo. They had the Rubik instead, but in mid 1, he's finding those crucial kills. Like, Terrorblade, keeping him oppressed is probably the most important thing for them right now.
Yeah, and KP has the Ravage, trying to sit in the front line of this, making it difficult for Fada to step forward, but the Exorcism is popped.
Yeah, Ace, he's just going to be shredded again. I mean, we always talk about how tanky Razor is, but he dies so quick and in the bot lane. Maybe he needs to back up here. They're going to have to submit and allow this tier 2 to drop. But I think the crucial thing is they're still finding those kills onto Ace, and you don't expect a Razor to disappear this quick.
Yeah, and look at mid 1 though. They're going to grab 2 towers for this.
Oh yeah.
They get the silence off on him, but he is so fast.
I mean, it's a small eternal chart, but 385 movement speed is not easy to chase down. I mean, the Death Prophet is at 400. You want to crisp 40-50 over your opponent to chase him down. Because is this more standard going treads over phase boots on DP these days?
A lot of people like it for the tankiness, but KP opened up on. There's a lot of heroes here.
He hasn't got mana for Ravage. Silence coming out, buy him a little bit of time, but you need mana. He's actually going to have to use the Anchor Smash and just walk away. But he does hit onto multiple heroes, so they'll back off. That was almost a bit of a disaster there. Not having the Ravage could have cost him dearly.
But the heal is enough. Dazzle's in perfect position. Not going to commit to that kind of dive early on.
It's kind of nice to see Dazzle coming back in. It feels like a hero that's been missing a lot of the time. Like, most teams, they want to go super aggressive, and Dazzle's always that. It's kind of like an insurance policy if you start to lose a fight.
Yep. Puppy Trying to make his way towards the Blink Dagger.
Oh, Kaka's about to have it. He's got the gold for it. So Kaka gets his first. What'd you expect? Sand Kings, they tend to farm pretty quick.
Yeah, they farm much faster.
And I think this is kind of like the impact point. This is where newbies start to get really aggressive, right? Now you've got Sand King blink up. He hasn't leveled Epicenter yet, but he probably will next. And that's maybe when you can start flip a few more kills, not worry about the Abaddon as much, because this, I mean, Fada's done a lot. With those perfect shields, he keeps a lot of these people alive. Actually, they're moving out now on the side of Newbee. Can they make anything happen? They're walking towards the pit. Walk into Fada. Fada has got a DD though, and Abaddon with DD is kind of a risky thing. There's the movement in. KP taking a lot of damage. STCC going to move away quickly. Fada down to half HP already, but he doesn't even care. Look how quickly KP dies. Have to use the Shallow Grave, and now you're on full retreat. You don't have any rebuttal if something goes wrong here. Secret, they're just happy. Like, okay, fine. As long as you guys have to stay together, it's not a bad trade necessarily. But Terrorblade is in the bot lane. Mugi just pushing in.
Yeah, Mugi trying to take advantage of whatever space he gets in this game.
I mean, he's not doing too bad. Up to 5k net worth. He's catching up. After a rough start, this is probably what Newbee want to see.
A large part of that net worth comes in the difference of the tier 2 towers that they took.
That's true. I mean, that's one thing we have to look back at sometimes, is we sometimes go, oh wait, there's still a lot of towers for X or Y team. And I mean, this is the thing, both teams do push towers really well. It feels like both teams are kind of reliant on getting that booster of gold from the towers. Actually, smoke up from Newbee. They want to make a move towards the bot lane. They've already got Terrorblade here. Mugi getting ready to push in. And Ace, we've seen him get blown up multiple times already. Is it going to happen again? The scan is there. Well, Newbee, like, is anyone around here? They're got to be. Is someone on the tower maybe? They're going to push him right now. They have got the exorcism. Do you commit it? Or you should push this casually, right? Or no, you've got to. They're going to hold it. They're going to see if there's a response. Ace is waiting in the tree line. They spot him out the weave. Now TP in from the Abaddon. Fada just trying to create a little bit of space for some back. He has got an Invisor in as well. So where the hell? He's around here somewhere. It must be a trap, but it's not exactly the same effect that you get from a Tide Hunter with an Invisor ring.
Fada just wants to be this force in front of these towers. Make it so that Newbee don't overcommit.
It's the buffer zone again. And the issue is, that's 4 heroes from Secret. Puppy's actually pushing top, and he'll find a tower response. Yeah.
Slowly starting to whittle that gold away. Trying to get to that blink as Fada is chasing KP.
This is a slow death if that occurs. Ace is like, can I get a starter link? Are we doing this? There it is, disarm coming through, big prep. Don't hit with the Never Blast though, so KP is still very healthy, but getting a lot of damage on the Ace right now, who just shred through Tide Hunter. Can they chase for more? They get the slow on Faith. There it is, Puppy shows up. We'll just say he was top. Doesn't take him long to get back down on Ace with a double kill.
And I wonder what they do with this. They don't have the creep wave, but they do have one mid. They could just...
They could go for an early tier 3. That would be
they could just decide to harass for this as the stun comes out.
They force the attention on him, and now STCC is a little bit far out the lift. I mean, who cares? He's dead.
They've got a catapult too.
This is a tower at least. I mean, do you go greedy? Do you hang around? It's 40 seconds without the Death Prophet.
I think you stay. The DP, if you think he has buyback, he would have used it by now. It's early on in the game. There's no way that he thinks that this is a situation where he has to hold on to buyback for, and that is going to be the tower.
Oh my god, stun through from Kaka. They've got the Ravage, but they don't want to commit it. They're just unsure right now. And how quickly Kaka's been shredded through. They do use the Shallow Grave, but now you can't chase. You've got no save at the last moment. So Secret just get out. Right.
And if you commit the Ravage in the meta and you don't win the fight, then Secret, and even if you do win the fight, if it's not dominant, then Secret will just go for it again.
Yeah.
They'll say, you don't have any of these major abilities. We're perfectly fine.
That's the scary part about partnering these type of games, you know? It's that push every few seconds, and it's a lot of damage. And with something like an Abaddon backing you up, and the space, I mean, I've got to give Puppy a lot of credit. The kind of space him and Fada have been creating between that back line is really paying off for them. And now, may pay off. Mugi getting low on HP. Gonna back away here.
Fada trying to complete a pipe.
That would actually be really good here.
He wants to push the pace of the game right now. He knows, like, they're quite far ahead just on the towers alone. They don't want to go late game with the cores that they have against against a Terrorblade. Even if Mugi is pretty far behind, there's no reason to risk it.
Especially with the Ravage and the Sand King Epicenter, like that damage when you get in the late game could just completely wipe your team. And of course, Dazzle. Shallow Grave is that type of ability that gets even more scary in those late game fights when a few seconds is all the difference.
Especially when you're trying to get Thunder off, but a lot of single target cores on the side of Secret, so it feels as though They do eventually want to try that mid again. Fada pretty close to that pipe, just 400 gold away. Secret might smoke before this, and indeed that is what they're going to do.
YapzOr, he hasn't actually brought it out yet. He's got Yules waiting in base. We're going to move out, like you said, with the smoke. It's like, Fada, just jump on Fada. Take him. We want you to kill him.
They're still smoked up, not really sure what their next move is here. Fada just wants to continue to farm his pipe. He's telling his team, like, guys, you can do what you're going to do. And I think that's going to end the smoke.
Puppey has got the level 4 sprint now, so we do get to enjoy watching him just go all across the map in a matter of seconds. Speedy Gonzalez. I mean, it's kind of really an interesting change when they added that, the whole Slardar. It was 800 move speed?
Yeah.
700. Yeah.
Pipe is now complete, and he has a level 2 ulti. I'd imagine that's going to prompt them to go for some kind of play. They've got a lot of tankiness on their team, too. Like, if the Rubik switches... Oh, look at his build. Curiously enough, a lot of Rubiks opt to only go for the 1 level of telekinesis and max out the null field.
That's curious, yeah. I mean, it offers decent control against this sort of lineup. It stops the Thunder coming out so easily at the same time. Keeping tight out the fight for longer can give you the entry kill you want, but now...
Once again, Fada in the front line.
Yeah, it's like, how do we push into this? We just want to take a tower, but if you push everything on the Fada, there's just a turnaround. I mean, Ace is just staying far back. It's like, I'll get the plasma fields out, I'll just do a little bit of damage, and if they're a little bit over-aggressive, look at the bot lane in the meantime. Mid one's just finally going to show up. I think they're going to lose attack and actually turn it into anything now. Fada trying to trigger his ultimate. Borrowed time does get triggered, and now taking a little bit of damage to heal up again. I don't think Secret want to hang around for this, surely. I mean, now you've popped the borrowed time, you have to be careful for the next 30 seconds.
Yeah, Fada's probably just going to chill. It's up so soon. I mean, Newbee want to try to make a play, both sides having a pipe on their side.
And that's the thing, like, the big entry for both these sides is that magic spike.
Yeah, BKB completed on the Razor, though.
That's big.
Yeah, huge item against what Newbee have. Early game, this magic burst.
Yeah, I do like it that you went for the Yasha first as well. Just get in, get out as quickly as possible.
It helps your farming speed too, like quite a bit.
It's true.
It's just like a nice all-around item for Agi heroes to get. And there's a lot of pings coming out. Maybe they just go for the Roshan. With the amplified damage, this is not going to take very long.
Slardar's one like the biggest enabler of Roches in the game still, probably. That is ridiculous. And
Newbee trying to walk it in.
be careful here. They actually might move forward. Pause coming out.
Right as...
Is this awkward timing? But well, so far, this is looking a lot more even than game 1. Hello.
Yeah.
You got us again.
It's only a 4K lead. Still goes both ways. The Terrorblade is now second in net worth. Like, he has caught up in a big way.
That's huge. Like, Mugi, he was struggling so much to start, but he's doing fantastic now.
Compared to how the game was going at this point last game, I think the game was called, actually, at this point.
Yeah, it was 21 minutes, yeah. I remember that. It was like, wow, that was over quick. But I like how Paul has 1,400 gold, and then the closest is like 5,200 for the Rubik.
Yeah.
It's a crazy shift. And we see this sometimes, like the support gold difference between the two can actually make all the difference. Now, there we go, moving into the KP, taking a lot of damage here. Standing links to power now, Epicenter coming. Kaka does no damage at all, though. This BKB paying off.
Look at Esther, he's trying to find something.
Just can't find anything at all, and that's a great use of BKB. The first BKB, you get 2 kills, and now you get Roche.
He's like, I've got Ravage, and there's nothing for me there. The Epicenter was expended too, but nobody dies right now on the side of Secret. With the pipe popped, Fada soaked everything up.
And now, I mean, this is the turn point where Ace isn't that easy pick-off that Newbee was seeing a little bit earlier on. He's 1,600 HP, in fact, has an Aegis and has the BKB. What's your new target? Like, what's your entry kill on the side of Newbee?
I'm not sure, because what Secret right now are doing is they're just representing with their 2 tankiest heroes and telling KP, like, we know you have no blink. There's no way for you to get around us. It's putting him in such an impossible situation.
But Kaka, he does have the blink. It doesn't really serve him too well. He needs to be careful. They do use the X's. Now they need to catch some. But Ace, maybe not the best target, but they might be forced to do so. But they already lost Kaka. Gets blown up, and now the turnaround might happen. Fada just says, it's fine. I'll stand here. I don't care. I've got borrowed time at the ready. If you want to fight, bring it.
This is a disaster right now for them.
Yeah.
One of their... This is even more important than the Ravage for them, because this is their damage dealer.
And just their push. They can't really do much outside now. Fada just stands there and is like, hey, hit me, hit me. He can't really walk back in. Maybe look for a Thunder, but KP getting preload. There's a Thunder coming down to Ace. Staying alive so far. The BKB is serving him quite well. Move away. just in time, and actually should be able to turn around and kill off KP. He does get the Ravage off in the end, but looks like Ace is still living. He's like, no, Aegis expended, and Puppey with a big re-initiation. Mugi getting pretty low here, no stunner now, so you need to run for the high heals. Can they get in range with YapzOr for the lift? No, looks like Yule's actually used on SCC. Nice stun through, catching Mobile to steal, and now they're actually going to lose more as the Chaligrave, I don't think it's going to save SCC here. He's going to die off next as well, so you're going to lose 3 healers in total. Puppey just waiting for him to come down and slams home. Now Aegis does get expended, but Ace is ready to fight again. Mugi hasn't got anything to work with. Metamorphosis is slowly running out. They just have to let him get the tier 2 and hope they don't page for more.
Yeah, they do lose the Aegis, but at the same time, way too much damage taken on the side of Newbee. The other 4 heroes stand so tall. They're starting to run out of steam on the side of Newbee, and KP did manage to get that last second Ravage out, but wasn't on any sort of target that he wanted to get it off on. That felt more like a frustration Ravage.
Yeah, I mean, he's like, wait, I'm still alive. Is this a turnaround? You just look on your back foot, and Puppey's just controlling fantastically. And this quick blink is paying off. And I think, you know, Sand King, he has got his blink, but this is weird. You expect to see more impact from a Sand King blink, but it feels like Puppey's having much more impact on that Slardar.
And you see Puppey queues up, he straight up BKB. He
mean,
realizes, like, I think they all realize BKB is king in this game.
Yeah.
Like, Newbee can't do anything about it.
It's not like they've got anything that goes through the BKB. I mean, you know, Thunder, yes, but that's not control.
Yeah, they don't feel they don't respect the damage of the TP quite yet. So BKB is more than enough.
Actually, well, Mugi, he's still keeping pace with Ace here. Only a few hundred gold behind him, and I mean, if they can hold on. Oh, might not get a chance. KP gets caught out again. Another big kill from the meantime. Chaligrave used selfishly on Faith. He does put out the weave, but KP, he's not going to escape this. The final whip comes through, and that's 2 quick kills, and suddenly, look, we have a creep wave, and we're about to push in again.
Yeah, this is going to be a high ground attempt. Mugi desperately trying to do what he can in this bottom lane, but he doesn't have meta up, so even if he were to come back, not going to provide too much for his team.
And the whole base is exposed. Like,
yeah, there's no glyph either.
So they're at least going to get 2 lanes. I mean, depending on how Newbee try and reinitiate here, this might be it. They have so much sustain still. Buyback is forced on the Tidehunter, but he still doesn't have the Ravage yet. Not for another 7 seconds. This might be the big turnaround looking for, but you need to get deep, but you need to get deep quickly. The problem is Fada's just not allowing you to get past him. He's just like, I will stand my ground. Nice stun through Kaka on the 2. Can actually follow us up at all. They still haven't triggered the borrowed time. And now mid one just stands there. He's like, hey, how you doing, Kaka? Gets pretty low on HP. He does not want to go back in on that little sliver of 500 against this lineup. You just disappear instantly.
Now they're going to disengage Puppey, going to TP out.
This is the thing. Puppey's just been great at getting around the map so quickly. I mean, you just go split pushes, and then by the time Newbee are like ready to jump in, he's back in there because he just sprints down the river.
Yeah, he's all in for these bounty runes.
It's been working out. Well, meanwhile, on the side of Newbee, they're all in for these smokes. 5 heroes ready to rock and roll. They've got all ultimates except the Dazzles, but that's consolation prize at this point. The important ones are there, but can they find anything?
Yeah.
They might walk into Puppey.
They might just run straight up into Puppey. I'm sure Puppey realizes this, but he's going to just immediately back out. This would be disastrous for them as they've committed quite a bit for this.
It is.
Kaka now sees him. They're going to make the deep dive for this.
But he can still run. And now the TP's coming. He's like, guys, they want to fight. Do we give it to them? No, we don't want to make this too easy.
That is an ultra desperation play.
Yeah.
Like, the fact that you're willing to stun under the tier 2, that is, I'm frustrated. We're not finding anything right now. Puppey looks like he wants to re-engage for a second. Just going to throw out the amp on the Mugi. Now he gets stunned.
Metamorphosis should be enough damage, but no, they can't quite finish him off. The Decret protecting him. In the meantime, the Ravage coming through, catching on free. Puppey, he's finally going to pay for it. And now Fada, he might want to back away quickly. Meanwhile, on the back foot, Ace still wants to fight here. Hasn't used the BKB, and it may be a little bit too late to do so. He does pop it. Have they got the right clicks to bring him down? He's super low right now, but mid one can create the space. The Yules comes out into mid one. SCCD, he wants this kill. Sala's coming out. Mid one can't respond right now. Losing a lot of HP in the meantime. Faith dies off to YapzOr in return, and now they will finally be able to just lock in mid one and kill him off. And that, I mean, after desperation, finally feeling a little bit relieved to find some kills. Fada, they still haven't triggered battle time, so no third kill, but I mean, Newbee finally able to take a fight favorably.
Yeah, that was very well done by them. They hold their ground. They say, okay, we're still strong enough. That was one of the better Ravages that they got, and the biggest thing was that Ace was so reluctant to use his BKB when the fight started that he just walks in, gets down to 200 health. He does manage to escape, which is important, but at the same time, like, he is their most farmed hero. The most farmed hero in the game, period. Without his damage, they just didn't have enough to bring anybody down. So Ace has to be a little bit quicker about that and not so greedy about that BKB usage, because now the Terrorblade is starting to catch up in farm. Knocking on that door, just...
He should surpass him. Like, Terrorblade does farm a little bit quicker than Razor. These heroes not the quickest farmers in general because they haven't got any, like, way clear.
It's just this huge disparity in towers.
Yeah,
and
that's the difference. And that's kind of the thing. Is they can easily come back in this if Newbee... If they take a fight, for example, they don't have to use X's and they still win it. They can just turn that into 2 towers if they go bot, for example.
Yeah, they have one of the best heroes in the game, too, coming back. The Death Prophet.
Oh, yeah.
Regardless of what her what her net worth looks like. As long as she has a few items, her ult makes her so effective in these engagements.
She's still rich in Fada, so it's not too bad. Now, look, there's a jump in Ace. He says, I won't hold the BKB this time. This time, STC, you're in a lot of trouble being whipped down. Can he actually finish it off in time? Nice body blocks from KP. He won't even pay the price, but they do find a kill on the Kaka. Now they're going to chase for more. KP, Shallow Grave to save him, but Ace is full HP. He'll just chase this. They'll move straight through. We'll find like a nice thunder coming out from Mugi, the hero, but not heroic enough as they still find the kill on the KP. And now they can push in on the top. It's like, how convenient. There's a tower here. We've got an Abaddon, but we don't have any creeps. They're on the way.
And with Tidehunter down, he doesn't have buyback.
This is going to cost you another lane, I think.
Yeah, they're just going to go for bottom now.
The Glyph will buy a little bit of time. Sanking has got Epicenter, but it's only level 1. And there's Mugi. They jump straight in. Nice stun coming through the controls there. YapzOr making the most out of that bar strike. Mugi, he evaporates. And now it's just a full-on defensive exorcism. STC getting so low. The funnel whip not quite connecting because the Yule's just in time. STC will stay alive. There's a use of the Shallow Grave. Turn around the fire. They do force out the Abaddon. Now can they chase down onto this borrowed time? It's about to run out, but he's full HP. And they'll just back away. They've forced almost everything out of Newbee. Just welcome to the boat. And you don't even really get anything in return. I mean,
I think you can re-engage once SCCC, his ult is down.
I think. Like, they've got the Ravage still. But yeah, you're right. They've got no follow-up off that.
There's no meta either.
Yeah, that's huge here. But they're going to play it safe. Secret, they're going to respect the fact, Newbee, they're like, we've lost games with them before. We're looking strong now. Let's not get overconfident. Let's look towards the Roche bit because it is up. And I wonder if they'll go for it in like the next minute or two. Maybe look for an entry kill. Maybe take the Tidehunter out and then just go straight for Roche. Or do you even need it at that point?
I'm sure you can go for Roche, but I would like them to go for the fight like as soon as possible.
You want blood, more blood.
No TB meta and no Death Prophet ult is even more important than the Aegis, I think, at this point.
Thing, like, did they get more control? I mean, YapzOr, he did go for that Yule, so he's more or less the catch-up to the Death Prof every time, but you've got to be concerned about his BKBs. Still some pretty big ones, up to 8 seconds still, and they will go to the Roche pit.
And they're going to take this pretty fast. Main reason, it's barely a hiccup in this game for them.
You can't really enter, either. Like,
they're both down for a full minute.
And this is the thing, Tidehunter wants to go for a blink now, but because they don't have a blink, they don't have the damage to go in there. Epicenter is still only level 1. I think you need at least level 2 Epicenter before you can even try and challenge a Roche. There you go, Aegis and cheese. And Razor says, I will take both, thank you very much. Oh, no, he's going to generously give over. Give it to Fada. I thought they might give it to Puppey there, but Fada makes sense. You want to just be able to frontline even after the borrowed time.
Mid one has the Dagon.
Going for a Dagon this game. There we go. Typical Pugness just trying to melt through people quickly. Yeah, would Boots travel be better so you could just get across the map if you need to quickly respond?
No, not in a game like this. You're far enough ahead, I think.
Okay. And I guess they're more or less 5-manning anyway, right? It's very rare we see them split up like this. Usually it's Puppey.
What is there for them to defend?
That's true.
There's still a tier 1 tower up at bottom. It is going to fall right now to the creeps, I believe, but...
No, Puppey the rescue. No, I can't get that. He's just here for the farm. This man says bounties aren't enough. I want more gold. They're just waiting. They're like, just cut the creates, Puppey, you bring it forward, and then we'll just take another lane. It feels like maybe... Do you do some bold? Do you try and bring your Tidehunter in from the side? No, he's got the blink. He's got the blink now. So this might be Newbee's best shot at, like, wiping Secret, right? With the blink online, level 2 Ravage. Epicenter's almost level 2. You just got a quarter of a level to go for Sand King.
Yeah. Secret, though, Puppey has the BKB. I'm not sure where Newbee's play lies here. You need a sick Ravage, but you also have to wait out the BKB times. And it's awkward, too, because Ace has that Aegis.
It's like, do you have enough stun control to wipe any of these heroes out before the BKBs? Especially with the Abaddon, just be able to use it pop shield.
Yeah. That's the scary part, is he can always just pop his ult after the Ravage and get one of his teammates out at least.
Exactly, and well, it looks like Secret going to move first. He's moving to the high ground. Fada says, I'll just stand here. Let's get the extra attack speed in this tower. And Ace, he's pretty tanky too. Nice stun through Kaka, but down to half HP. Does get with the Bar Strike, and look at him, barely alive, so saved by the Shallow Grave. But you've got the Bar Strike now, so YapzOr, he'll be ready to initiate. He's got the Yules as well. There's so much control on this man.
KP, player to watch with that massive ulti.
But they just ran out on the Weave. The Weave is now finished, so you haven't even got the extra armor against this. It's going to make it even tougher.
Yeah, and Mugi doesn't have buyback.
I like Puppey just in the mid lane always like, yeah, I'm just going to keep this pushed in, so someone has to come up here. It's not as good as if you had the top lane pushed, but I mean, Secret, they just want to finish this. They're looking at the top, that's a long push. Let's just hang here. We've got the Aegis. Just waiting for Newbee to get impatient. Now the impatience gets him in level 2 epicenter. No! He misses it up, and now there's initiation. Puppey stun on multiple heroes. SCC, he's dying pretty quick here. That amplified damage is too much. Is he going to live off? The Yules protects him for a little bit of time. The Ravage coming out. It's huge to catch it on all 5. They use the Shallow Grave. Now about to run out. SCC is maybe going to die. Yes, he does. Fada eats the cheese, staying alive, but taking a lot of damage from Metamorphosis. And now KP dies off in the back foot. Ace turns it around and says, hello, Mugi. Let me spill your blood all over your base. And he didn't get the thunder off. It was interrupted by the Lincolns. GG gets called. Newbee have had enough. And Secret, they take a convincing 2-0.
That was a stomp and a half. What many would consider one of the closer series, but Secret made it look very easy.
Yeah, this was the one we thought was going to be like the long one. We were like, at the end of the day, it's like, this might be the slog. This might go for, like, I don't know, game 3. It might be 2 games going over 40 minutes. But, I mean, we had 21 minutes and 34 minutes. Secret, they didn't want to wait around.
At the end there, too, YapzOr did manage to steal the Ravage, I believe.
Yeah.
Counter initiates. Beautifully done by the entire Secret squad. That was as thorough of a victory as you need.
And it was ridiculous. Like, at one point, it looked like Mugi might turn it around because he's sitting there. He's just soaking into this back line, but at the same time, Ace is doing the exact same thing in your base. And, well, I mean, looking at that, what do you think the deciding factor was? I feel like it was the fact that Ace got really good farm and Pugna, they didn't stop him pushing, right?
I think the lineup just worked out really well, and they played the team fights so beautifully. Like, they always just ran at this Tidehunter, put him at like 100 health, and like, Ravage, see what happens. We're BKB'd, Abba ulted. They prioritized the fights way too well.
Well, I think we should go across to our couch and see what they think.
That was, well, a bit more one-sided than what we were expecting, again.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, what a game. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Yeah, my panel was wrong again.
Well, you know, we weren't technically right either.
Yes.
Yeah, but no, great game.
Great game.
Great game.
Why was this game? Why were you wrong? What flaw did you read in that draft?
I don't know. We saw this lineup from Newbee. They had their incredibly comfort picks, and I guess I should have sort of stuck with the sentiment that I said before the draft that Newbee should have done something different and off the wall. They didn't, and it didn't work out for a second time. Secret they just seem to be playing so well. They've got these ideas, these strategies that they're turning up with it, and in these 2 games, as we've seen, that. I don't think you can even be mad at Newbee not having a plan against it, because how do you plan against this team that's turning up and is blowing away tier 1 teams just like they have here against Newbee? This is pretty incredible from Secret.
I think there's a couple of reasons. If you look at Newbee's draft, they have 3 different heroes that all have really long cooldowns. And what Team Secret did is they played really fast and really aggressively into that. And that is one of the dangers of running certain heroes like Death Prophet as well as Terrorblade, is that being able to force the Exorcism and Metamorphosis defensively, especially if you lose that team fight, is just crippling. If you look, there's just pretty much no towers being taken in that early game by Team Secret or by Newbee, and that is something that has to be able to happen. A part of that reason is also because of their heroes. They also had the Pugna and Aban, who are always standing in front of these pushes. So I think in general, it was maybe a little bit less about their draft than anything. I think both game 1 and game 2, Secret have just adapted this like blistering pace that I've never seen them achieve before. I think that this is something that they tried to do at Bucharest. Didn't look very good. They did not seem very well practiced at being able to make those kind of like those fast rotations, playing pretty selfless, little farm, etc. If you look at their cores, they're kind of like a bit greedy in that regard. So I think they have done a lot of improvement.
Yeah, we can ask exactly what improvements they've done, as we have the chance to talk to YapzOr, as he is the one standing at the door. Let's see if the door got fixed. Yes. Hey, YapzOr.
Hi, YapzOr.
Hello, YapzOr.
You're in the middle.
Take seats, sir. Welcome
Yeah.
Hello, hello.
Hello. Congratulations.
Thank you.
I heard you guys wanted revenge, and it looked revenge on Newbee.
Poppy said. Yeah.
Bucharest.
Oh, indeed we did. Yeah.
Indeed, you did.
Yeah.
So what changed compared to Bucharest and now? What differences were there for you guys?
I'm not entirely sure. To be fair, because
Okay.
it's like we went to back-to-back majors, which was an awful idea from the start. But after that, we had like a week break to like process our thoughts and like clear our minds and blah blah blah. And we just came here. Like minors are more chill as well,
Yeah.
which also added up with like for the clearer mindset. And we just feel good right now, and we're just not worrying about anything. It feels like.
Yeah, because you guys seem
you
really
guys look
good.
very like carefree
Yeah.
in that regard. You
Yeah.
guys look like VP.
We're just playing Dota, you know. We're just going. Whatever happens, happens, and like I don't know. To be honest.
I mean, these two games as well, yeah. You know, there's no doubt about it. These where they did look very one-sided. I mean, you guys coming into this against Newbee, as we saw there, obviously at Bucharest, they did give you trouble before. Are you a little surprised with how well these games worked out, or coming into these two, after you had the draft, were you super confident that you had the edge?
I think we were more confident, and I was a bit surprised because it's kind of like yesterday. We also did not expect a game one like that.
No,
either.
Yeah.
But in game two, we knew they were gonna like fix some stuff, and they're gonna come back stronger. So we have to put up our game as well. So yeah, I think we were like mentally prepared for this. It's like we're just playing with really just carefree.
I mean, in terms of carefree, just it looked incredibly fun. You're a very fun player. You got to play like support Terrorblade. Do you just feel better and more in the zone when you're sort of getting to do something a little bit off the wall rather than the standard stuff, as it would be?
Yeah, for sure. Like it feels like when you can just bust out something like that and actually like in an important match and actually feel good about it, it really boosts your confidence as well, especially when the game is that one-sided. And I'm not saying that's because of the Terrorblade or anything, but I am saying like, okay, like there's no doubts in each other, and we all just have like full faith, and we're just playing Dota, you know.
So YapzOr, from an outside perspective, I felt like there's definitely been a change for you guys over the last like 3 weeks. I would say that the meta kind of sped up, and people started playing faster and faster. And at Bucharest, I thought you guys were going to be outpaced simply because where the meta was going. You guys were kind of a slower team beforehand. And at Bucharest, you guys actually surprised me. You were picking these very fast-paced lineups, but to be honest, you just didn't look that good on it. But here, you're actually looking very good. This series against Newbee definitely proved that. I mean, this last game against this Death Prophet, you guys were just kind of like go, 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 very fast rotations. Is this something that you guys, like, do you also feel that? Is that, like, is that something that you guys identified as a team that you wanted to work on? Or what has changed for you guys over the last 2 weeks?
I think most of our problems were actually just like outside of the game, actually.
Oh, okay.
Like at Bucharest, we did have a talk about like picking more fast-paced heroes and like, you know, getting with the meta and stuff like that, which obviously helped. But in reality, we knew that all of our problems were actually outside of the game, and we needed to fix those. And what we did differently this time, actually, we didn't do anything differently, to be honest. But we only just took a break, like a week break or something. We chilled, we played some party games, and like we just relaxed a bit.
Refreshed.
Yeah, we just refreshed. We basically refreshed, and like because what happened to us at Katowice, for example, when we went into the first major, is that we weren't prepared, and we kind of like stressed ourselves to get as prepared as possible for the tournament itself, and obviously that didn't end up working well. And then we go into the next major, feeling like we need to fix so many problems, and that also like crushed us. So it's like this time we took a completely different approach, and we actually just didn't give a shit, and it's turning up well so far.
Yeah. I've got to know as well, yeah. So I don't want any spoilers, but is there more stuff in store from Team Secret on the lines of these off-the-wall strategies? Can we expect some more excitement?
To be honest, ever since I saw the potential in Terrorblade, I started looking at other things. So perhaps.
That's good enough for me. That's good enough for me.
I like it. So your series, your second game, Twitch chat had a vote. Who was the MVP? You were, by the way, for the first game, you were MVP of the first game on your Terrorblade.
I'm sure that's only because of the hero, but okay.
I don't think so. Twitch chat is very, you know.
They're very accurate.
Yeah, very accurate with their MVP handouts. Who would you give the MVP on this second game?
Game 2?
Yeah.
I think Puppy probably. I don't know.
Well, let's see what
like even in game, he surprised me with how fast his blink came out.
Ta-da!
Hang on.
It is indeed Puppy.
Yep.
With Fada being the second there, but that is a big difference there. Puppy with the slaughter. And of course with the draft as well. He was also pretty high up on the first game there. I think also partially because of the wonky draft.
Yeah.
So that was a very fun series for us to watch. You made it through to the winners bracket finals. You're gonna go up against Team Liquid.
Liquid Heen.
Yeah.
Once again.
Yeah.
But this time, since they have a coach playing for mid, we're gonna let our coach step in
yeah.
play for mid. Like Korean versus Korean.
Yeah. Mid one is gonna step back for a sec.
Wait, they have Miracle. Yeah, mid one's out. Mid one's out.
Mid one's out.
Yeah.
All right. Does he know that?
Yes, he does.
Okay, cool. I mean, I'm looking forward to seeing that. That will be hype.
Yeah, it will.
Coach versus coach. Okay. Well, thank you so much for taking the time to talk to us. I'm gonna let you go.
No problem.
And we'll see you play again tomorrow. Looking forward to seeing what Secret has in store for us.
Me too. Thank you.
Thank you too. Thomas will play you out, and for us, it is time to close the show. As this was the end of the second day. This was also the last of days where you were able to watch all 8 teams, because we said goodbye to 2 teams. We can take a look at the brackets and see how that went. We have got no more Immortals, and we got no more Pain Gaming eliminated. Were you surprised, Cap, to see those 2 eliminated at the start?
Not really, to be honest. Pain is maybe a little bit surprising. Immortals, absolutely. Like, that is not a surprise to me whatsoever. I think they were, going into this tournament, probably the worst-rated team.
Yeah.
Pain, they have had a good go of it recently. They have been looking stronger, but just because of the matchup, I guess it's not too surprising to me that OG just remain a little bit stronger than them. Even with their old switcheroo. I mean, honestly, Sebastian is not a bad replacement whatsoever. So,
Yeah, we saw that today, yeah.
Yeah.
He looked pretty damn good.
Everything kind of went as expected, except for maybe this series, just because of what happened in Bucharest, the fact that it was so one-sided.
Yeah.
But then again, Secret does have a history that is pretty strong against newbies, so.
I was also quite surprised to see Fnatic taking a dive against Liquid. That was my surprise of the day.
Sure, I mean, we did have that with a very close game.
Yeah.
In that series, and I always thought they were going to be evenly matched, because I know sure Fnatic has been on the rise as a whole, but Liquid, as we're saying, sure they've got to change, but it's still 4 members of Liquid plus Heen, and Heen he's been stepping it up this land. So, I mean, that was a great series for anyone that did miss that one. Liquid versus Fnatic, definitely worth a watch from today.
For sure, for sure. Tomorrow we're gonna have a shorter day, because tomorrow we're gonna have 3 series total. That means we're going to start a little bit later. We're going to start at 1 p.m. our time. And we are going to start with OG versus Newbee. We're also going to have the winners bracket finals tomorrow, which should be very exciting. So hopefully you'll tune in for that as well. And of course, in the middle of that, there's another match that is Fnatic versus Empire, which should be hype as well. So 2 more teams are going home tomorrow. We've got 2 more lower bracket matches coming up then. Whew. Hope you guys are ready for it. We're going to give you guys a good night's sleep, and we're back refreshed for more Dota tomorrow at 1 p.m.
2 now.